Hello and welcome to another episode here on my channel. My name is Chaos Mole and we continue the E3 2021 Games Prediction Show, this time with the Xbox Showcase, or to be more particular, the Xbox Bethesda Showcase. Now this is already a huge difference in comparison to what we are normally used to, because normally it's only Xbox and then Bethesda has its own showcase. But now that the two game studios have become one, and we'll see how that goes, they are having a showcase together. But as I said, that is already a huge difference to what we have normally seen from Xbox, because Xbox over the years was always this third-party showcase. You know, normally we have like PlayStation, who is mostly only showing first-party games, and of course the same goes with Ubisoft and so on and so forth. Xbox, though, on the other hand, was always this home for a lot of developers and publishers who didn't necessarily have their own showcase, and they wanted to be at E3 anyways. So they were, of course, going to Microsoft and they were like, hey, can you put our games into your Xbox showcase? And Microsoft was like, yeah, sure, because let's be honest here, we don't really have a lot of first-party Xbox games to show. That's the reality. Like the last few years, we got maybe one or two exclusives on those showcases, and then of course a lot of promises, but nothing really substantial. But that is changing now. Like Microsoft has bought tons of studios and they are all working on new games or working on finishing up the games. And I'm pretty sure that they will showcase a lot of first party games. But I think this year will be a slight difference in comparison to what we normally have seen from Xbox. Because normally we see like 100 games or something like that from Xbox. Now without the third party studios, by the way, I'm not saying that there will not be any third-party games at the showcase. I can definitely see that there will, but it would not be as crazy as it has been in the last few years. Now, what will Microsoft show? Well, let's talk about the obvious right in front of you, Halo. Halo Infinite was first shown last year in gameplay. I know they have first announced the new Halo like 2 years before that with a nice in-engine or engine trailer, and they were announcing like, hey, we are working on a new Halo, and this was the first time we have seen the game in action. And the response to this Halo gameplay trailer was not so great. And I will be honest, I have never been a Halo fan myself. Like, yeah, I enjoyed playing through the Halo games, but it was not like I'm completely crazy on that game. And I've seen this trailer, and my first reaction was, oh, Halo. Okay. I guess that's what the people want. And then it turns out, no. No, that is actually not what the people want. That even the Halo fans are kind of disappointed about what they have seen. Not just graphic-wise, but also gameplay-wise. I know graphic-wise, well, keep in mind that this game is still come out on Xbox One, and it has to run there. But the reality is just that gameplay-wise, it looked like the most Halo it could ever get. There was nothing really new to it, nothing really interesting to it, and I can understand that. As a developer, you have to find this fine balance act between reinventing yourself, but also keeping like all the old fans with you. So if you were overdoing it with all the new inventions, a lot of people might be pissed about it. And they would be like, oh, this is not my Halo anymore. What have you done? But it seems like, especially with Halo and how long it has now taken Xbox time to work on a new Halo game, I think they have just expected something more. And not just the same game over and over again. And so, yeah, people saw this game and their first reaction was, oh, well, it's not graphically crazy. Gameplay-wise, not so much has changed. Okay, well, that's apparently what we are getting. And there was a big wake-up call for Xbox, so that they decided to say, you know what, folks, we will postpone this into next year. And that's kind of crazy, because keep in mind that Halo Infinite was planned as an Xbox release, as an Xbox Series release. It was one of the main games, and Xbox decided not to go through with that. That is a huge decision behind the scene, because that means for Xbox, they have decided that the loss of not having Halo on release is less impactful than they would actually release this game with the Xbox Series release. And that tells you a lot about Xbox. Like, they are very much aware of the world is looking at them. The gamers around the world are looking at Xbox, and they want to see what they can offer. PlayStation has it much easier in that regard. PlayStation has delivered amazing first-party games in the last few years, and people just expect now that there will be something good coming from PlayStation, and they don't really care too much, even when PlayStation is doing a lot of things wrong, as of recently. I think that PlayStation is treating their games community like shit and does a lot of weird decision against gamers and not really for them. And even the games are like, yeah, okay, well, it looks like the second game of the series I've played before. But that doesn't matter, because PlayStation has such a strong publicity right now that it doesn't matter for most people. They are happy with the games they are getting, and they're more than ready to overlook all the issues. But that is not the comfortable position Xbox is in. Xbox hasn't delivered any great first-party games in the last years. Yeah, there were some cool games, not gonna lie. They had some really nice games like Ori and some others. But the reality is, in comparison to what PlayStation has delivered, Xbox has to show. And they showed Halo Infinite, and it didn't look too great. So they decided, yeah, you know what, we take at least another year before we're actually releasing this game, which also means we are missing out on the release time of our new console, which is a huge deal, probably for the better. But my question here is, how much did it help? Because if you were changing up a studio, like in the midst of development, and a lot of people have left the studio, new people have joined the studio, they made apparently a lot of changes, you ask yourself, man, how much can you really do to your game in just about a year when you are also changing up the studio quite a bit? I know a year sounds always like a long time for people who are not working necessarily in the gaming industry, but as somebody who has been working there and is now like following the gaming industry for another job, a year can be a lot of time, or can be amount to nothing. Like, both is possible. So I'm really curious what has changed. And we will definitely see that at the E3 2021. I'm pretty sure that they will talk about this game. Not sure if they will open with this game. Maybe they will wait till the end. But yeah, Halo Infinite will be one of the cornerstones where they have to showcase a lot and have to hammer home the fact that, hey people, like last year we have showed you this game, you were not too happy about it, and now please look at all the changes we have done. So Halo Infinite will definitely take some time there. Now, that is of course only the first game. What is with all the other games? I don't really know. Like right now, it's all a little bit of a mixed bag when it comes to the other first-party studios, because we don't really know which part of game development we are actually in. I think that's the biggest problem we have right now, which makes predictions a little bit tougher, because we just don't know how far in development Obsidian is, in Exile is with their new games, and so on and so forth. Like, yeah, we know that there are some big first-party games coming, but we don't really know how deep they already are. Like State of Decay 3. What will that be? How far are they in development? Those are all questions I cannot answer because, well, Xbox has a pretty tight ship when it comes to not letting any leaks get out. But we would definitely see some more first-party studios showcasing there. But I want to amplify that we will probably focus on single games like Halo Infinite, which brings us to the next point, Bethesda. Bethesda will definitely be there. Well, it's their showcase. And the biggest game they will showcase there is Starfield. Starfield is the new game by Bethesda, somewhere in the foreseeable future. Somewhere. And we don't really know what to expect. Like, we know that they have worked on the game for quite some time, for multiple years. And now that basically Microsoft is supporting them, they take some extra time to polish it, I would assume. Like, here's the thing. A lot of people overestimate Bethesda a little bit on how much money they have and how much people they have working at the studio. Like, don't get me wrong, they were not like close to be shutting down, but there's a difference between having the Xbox Microsoft backing and just being your own studio, right? So yeah, it will definitely be beneficial that Microsoft is now giving them a lot of money they can utilize to make the game even better. And I hope so. I really, really hope so, because let's be real here. Fallout 76 was an absolute disaster and is still kind of okay-ish. Wasn't a fan of Fallout 4. It was too much Skyrim in my opinion. And even Skyrim itself was an okay-ish game. Yeah, it was an okay-ish game, but I never felt like it was like the next thing, at least in my book. I know that a lot of people enjoy Skyrim and that Bethesda made a lot of the money they needed for their other games from Skyrim, so good for them. But Starfield will definitely be the big focus point, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are taking like 20-30 minutes to showcase Starfield, and the whole showcase is running for 1.5 hours, so that would be a lot of time they're focusing on Starfield. Now, what is with the other Bethesda games? What is with Elder Scrolls 6? Okay, I'm sorry. I hate to be the bringer of bad news, but Elder Scrolls 6, we will probably not see before 2025. Yes, 2025. Why is that? Because when they announced it, the game was probably not even in pre-production. Like, what we have heard so far is that the team who might be working on it is still super small. And when they announced it, like, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, there was nothing going on. All hands were on deck for Starfield and, of course, Fallout 76. So before you were getting any hopes up that we might see something for Elder Scrolls 6, don't. Just don't. It will make things much, much more easier. So what's with Deathloop? What's with Ghostwire Tokyo? I don't necessarily believe that they will be there, because they are also PlayStation exclusives. Well, at least on the console side of things they are. And yes, they will come, of course, to PC on day one. But the reality is, Microsoft always plays the good guys but they also don't necessarily like to talk about PlayStation if they can avoid it. So maybe Deathloop gets a new trailer, maybe Ghostwire gets a quick trailer, but I don't really think that they will talk too much about it, which is fine. They will probably give like all the marketing stuff to PlayStation, and then PlayStation can talk about it, which again is completely fine. But what else will we see there? Well, you can already see it here in the background. They will probably talk about Forza a little bit more and will showcase it. But I don't really think that we are seeing too much. Maybe a trailer, because yes, they're always great to showcase graphics, but gameplay-wise, I don't think too much will change so that they have to dwell too long on it. But it's really tough this time to do predictions for Microsoft and for Xbox in this regard, because Xbox became really, really big, and they have a really tight crew when it comes to leaks. Like, where we normally know a lot about the stuff which will be showcased way before the actual announcement when it comes to those E3 events, like Ubisoft. Like, Ubisoft has a constant problem with having like tons of leaks going around before we are actually having the showcase. Whereas when it comes to Microsoft, it's a very, very tight crew they are having there. So yeah, we don't know much. That's the reality. There was also the rumor, or at least one rumor, that Microsoft also has an announcement of a studio they might acquire, or like a publisher they acquire. There's a possibility there. I'm not saying that it will happen, but the possibility is definitely there. And if I have to make a guess, I would say it's still Sega, or maybe even something with Warner Brothers. But to be honest, I don't know at this point. I Before the Bethesda deal, I was somewhat believing I know where Xbox is going to and what they are looking for. And then the Bethesda deal happened, and I was just like, yeah, okay. I have no clue what Microsoft is doing next, who Microsoft is purchasing next, because it seems like every studio is on the table, especially when it comes to RPGs. So yeah, we will see. What I can definitely say is that the Xbox Game Pass will be a big focus, and all the games you were seeing being showcased will be on the Xbox Game Pass day one. So yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised to basically see like, this game is available on Xbox Game Pass. No, actually every game you are seeing here is on the Xbox Game Pass day one. It's like the big thing they want to showcase. And maybe they will also showcase like a third party announcement. It's still rumored that the new Battlefield might be day one on Xbox Game Pass, but we don't know if it will be announced at the Battlefield showcase, or if it will be announced on the Xbox showcase. We have to see. But I'm kind of curious. I'm really, really curious about what Xbox can deliver, because they're in the position where they have to show. Like, the ball is definitely in Xbox field, and they have to act. Because last year's showcase was so. Like, there was a lot of, hey folks, we have now the studio and horsepower to make Xbox really good, but we can't really showcase it right now. So I actually hope they're changing that up, and they will showcase it a little bit more. And especially Halo has a lot to prove, so we will see how that goes. But that was it for the Xbox and Bethesda prediction. I know there was not much going here, but I hate to go super hype mode and make completely crazy stuff up. I hate to do that. I try to go with the numbers and with the facts, and if you want to see some pre-predictions, you will probably find some videos on YouTube where people are going completely crazy on it, but that's not my plan. But yeah, this is the end of this video. The next one will be Square Enix, if I'm not completely wrong. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, you want to see more predictions, and then of course all the press conferences me reacting live to, I would also appreciate if you consider a subscription to my channel. And if you want to watch me live reacting to all of this, you can do so on the times when this happens, which is, I think Xbox is on Saturday the 12th, which is 3 p.m. ET? Is it 3 p.m. ET? I think it is. And we would definitely watch this live with my community at trovo.live/chaosmall. And if you're looking for a link, it is down in the description. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Stay safe